Cheetah,
Well, I
okay.
have a new advisory. I wanted to show you. We have now a tropical storm. It is weekend. That is some good news.
And we all remember that tropical storm Alan.
No, I don't
Allison,
wanna
we
talk
all
about
thought it's okay, right? But yeah,
I know.
It's an improvement.
It is improvement because you know what it's showing? It's showing weakening. So we will take Beryl from a Category 1 hurricane to a tropical storm, but it is still producing torrential rain and damaging winds. So that part has not changed, but it is showing signs of weakening. Remember we were talking about that rain-wrapped center, and again that's continuing to weaken. So latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. This is the 10 a.m. advisory, even though it's 9:54, so it's slightly ahead of schedule. Moving now at northeast around 13 miles per hour, picking up speed a tad. Okay, it went from 10 miles per hour to 13, so not much, but still moving. Center of circulation, though, still over western Harris County. Now, this is the thing. Now, through this evening, it is going to continue to move in that northeast direction, and that means it's moving away from us. It's going to take a big part of the energy away from us, and then late this evening into Tuesday, it is gone. All right, that is going to be a big turnaround of our weather conditions expected late tonight and into tomorrow. But even though it's a tropical storm, take a look at our current winds. Now, these are sustained winds, so these are not the peak wind gusts. Sustained winds from Hobby Airport at 48 miles per hour, 55 at IAH, Tomball at 33. You can still see that wrapping around the center of circulation there, continuing to push northward. I would love to show you the current wind speeds from Galveston to Pearland. Those sensors have been knocked off, okay, because the winds were so strong. Live shot in Galveston, this shot specifically has actually shown big signs of improvement. Now, the camera is bouncing around. When I say improvement, the rain is not as heavy as what we've been tracking this morning. Look at these wave heights, though. I mean, this is just ripping into the seawall there. So thankfully, adding protection right along the coastline. But oh yeah, that's the storm surge that was forecasted. Look at these palm trees just completely sideways. We've been looking at Devon's live shots and they've gone back and forth. The improvements that I'm seeing, calmer conditions as far as the rain. So in Galveston, getting a little break from that torrential rain, pushed east of Bolivar Peninsula now, pulling and tugging into Chambers County. So then I'll kind of walk you through the radar a little bit. Notice we're still dealing with some deep red bands from Beryl right through Harris County. But we are going to continue to see this gradually pull northward. What that means, as these feeder bands start to pull north, they will wrap around our northern counties. And so we're not completely dry, even for our southern counties. And you're like, well, why? Because if Beryl is moving north, it's going to take all the rain. This is called wraparound moisture. I think the rain will become a lot more intermittent. It's not going to be as heavy. Areas in town and south of, especially once we get more towards like 11 to 12 o'clock, so more towards your lunchtime hour. But we're still going to be dealing with rain. That's the wraparound moisture. Right now, across the loop, inside the Beltway, moderate to heavy rain. That's on top of the heavy rain that we've already been tracking this morning. And again, broad view over the past 6 hours. Center of circulation is now not only in Katy, but that's now pushing northward, closer into Jersey Village, towards Cypress. Maybe you were seeing some really heavy rain, but getting a little bit of a break now. Active flash flood warning draped across Harris, Fort Bend, Galveston, Chambers County. That's going to be in effect through 11 o'clock. And the reason, high water, we're looking at high water almost draped across the entire area. So you stay put. The number one takeaway I've heard from every interview with a local official and what everyone has been saying, stay put. Do not attempt to get out on the roads. We are partners with the Harris County Flood Control District. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to go through these flood gauges and I'm going to show you how many of them, how many of the sensors are showing up red. But bottom line, that's just saying, hey, high water is a threat. It is going to be dangerous to get out on the roads. In north, south, east, and west, they have all started to change these flood gauges. We started off around 1 to 3 a.m. Everything was green, and now that's all changing to moderate to even over its banks. So we'll walk you through those. We'll post those on khou.com as well. If you're streaming us right now, want to give you a look at the future track, and this is some hope throughout the day today. 11:30, heaviest rain bands are starting to pull north. I think by 1 to 2:30, that's when it's out of here. But really the damage is done. I want to bring in Grace White. You have been tracking these power outages. Grace, they are extensive. It's heartbreaking to see how many people right now are without power.
It is so difficult, Sheeta, and now we are almost at 2 million people without power this morning. Just a really difficult number to see. The current customers affected, this is CenterPoint customers in our area, 1.9 million people. If you're wondering, ERCOT, we've also been checking on the grid. Here's the latest information for them. They are saying any outages are local in nature and not an ERCOT grid reliability. So that's something we're keeping a close eye on. But right now, again, we're watching these CenterPoint numbers climb continually throughout the morning. 1.9 million customers. We're also keeping an eye on CenterPoint's crews. They are staging and monitoring all of this. They tell us they'll be working throughout the day, and boy, is it going to be a big job to restore power to 1.9 million customers. But they tell us they are watching these neighborhoods, and they have people pre-positioned to go ahead and go out into these neighborhoods once conditions improve. But again, we are just shy of 2 million customers this morning in the Houston area without power.